Okay, talking about the four different aspects. I mean, you're talking melody, rhythm, harmony, right?
Harmony and
And actual dynamics.
And dynamics.
So
yeah.
I'm going to take the dynamics part, which I feel is really, really very special to me, close to me. I've worked in situations where I learned this from a wonderful person named Abaji, or Alaraka Khan. Okay, and being in Mumbai as a guest, sat down and watched him with his apprentices in the morning after they made him tea and they cleaned the house and all of that, you know, and then paid him for doing all of that stuff. He sat down and he says, okay, here's da tika tika da tika da 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 tika da da tika da, and they went da tika tika da tika da 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 tika da. He says, now expand on it, and they went da tika tika da tika da 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 tika da. And he would point to him and said, I only want one part from you and one part from you. The way they were learning how to interrelate by singing, they wouldn't touch an instrument for another 2 or 3 years, and they'd been there for 3 years already.
Right.
But they couldn't touch a drum until they knew all of the patterns. That is a separate thing. What they did with the patterns was the way they phrased and presented them. It was like conversation, you know, speaking, and it was involving tempo, and control of tempo, meter, you know, it could be in any meter, and from change from one to the other, the actual expansion and contraction of the phrase, and of the volume. So sometimes it was very soft. Sometimes everybody had to listen. Everyone had to keep their head in the game, and it became a game. But it was a wonderful game. Before you knew it, hours would go by.
Wow.
And that's how they learned to play. Everything they sang, which is what you guys are talking about, solfeo and all, they could eventually would have to play on an instrument. But they had to sing it first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing I always tell people. It's like, if you can't sing it,
Then you
you're,
shouldn't even be playing
you're
it.
not going to be able to play it
Because
because you
it-
can't.
yeah.
Because you don't understand it
It's
yet.
not here.
You don't
It's not here. So
understand
how
it
can
yet.
you play what's not here?
Yeah.
You know?
It all goes back to
Ear training.
ear
Yeah.
training,
There
conversation.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't speak and have people understand you if you speak, I will go to the store tonight.
Right.
You know, I mean,
It's got to have, right.
inflection,
Yes.
phrasing is part of communication. It's the way we communicate. But dynamics are a part of that. So much.
Just think about that sentence that you just said, right? I will go to the store tonight. You could say, I will go to the store tonight. I mean, that means I'm definitely going. Or
I will go to the
store.
store.
It means, oh, I'll do it instead of you.
Right.
You see, just so much in that.
Yeah.
The words don't mean that much, actually. It's the
inflection,
It's
the
the
way
inflections.
yeah.
And you know, the more you listen to and transcribe people that you're listening to, what makes them always sound like them is the way they phrase. It's not even the notes.
Right.
It's the way they phrase. And it starts opening your mind to the fact that the notes, it's the phrase, how the phrase starts, how it ends, that justifies the notes that are in there.
Right.
The notes, you know, you got to get beyond scales and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. It's the phrasing. And that's, that is the essence of
Well,
music.
I think we agonize over that, and I think we need to, especially as melody players, we really agonize over that of how to express a melody, and it speaks to a bigger concept, which is that whatever instrument that you're playing, you have all these different things, dynamics and harmony and melody and rhythm and all these things. For every single note you play, every single note, has to be considered. There's no throwaway anything, and the more that we can impress that upon students,
and to articulate clearly
exactly.
and your intention.
Right.